Yeah. Check. All right. Hello, YouTube friends. So, I haven't checked in with YouTube in a while. I'd say I've been busy, but really I've only been busy by my standards. I've been pretty slack by the standards of people who are expected to go into an office and, clock in 40 hours of work each week. But I'm doing the Padverb podcast now, and while there's only 2 episodes published, which you should check out if you haven't already, uh, we've recorded many more. Well, I say many more. 4. 4 episodes, or at least 4 conversations, 5 conversations have been recorded for that so far. So, as is often the case, I have only a loose idea of what I want to talk about. And there's 2 pieces to it. I could do 2 videos, but why? Why? Just when I can mash it all together. 1, realizations about my personality. And 2, stuff I've been watching on TV. The device is a TV, but I don't have cable or an antenna, so, it's all streaming stuff. So the personality part. Okay. Ramble. TV. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, starring Anson Mount as Christopher Pike. I like it. Plain and simple. It's not perfect, but no Star Trek show is perfect, particularly in its first season. But man, compared to Discovery, this is brilliant. It's episodic. The characters are likable. It's not all that preachy. I mean, there's a little preachiness in it, but it's Star Trek. There's always been a little preachiness to it. I like it. Give me more of this, please. I would like more of this. Keep it up. And there's a YouTuber I watch, a former network executive, and whenever he references Anson Mount, he always says Anson Mount and his hair. And his hair now looks better than it did when he was a guest star on Discovery. It's amazing. But I like it. Uhura is a character, and this is way before Kirk, took command of the Enterprise. So Uhura was there for years before Kirk showed up, and she never got beyond, the Uhura character on Saturday Night Live said, taking this man's calls. She's just the switchboard operator on the bridge. But in this prequel, she's a wunderkind. She's a cadet, assigned to the Enterprise, but she's brilliant. She speaks a million languages, and she's just a superwoman. Which, she's a different variety of superwoman than Zoe Saldana in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies, which I really like. Zoe Saldana. I can't wait for the next Avatar movie and its 100 sequels, but I did not like her Uhura, particularly in hindsight. Like in the moment, it was okay. Her chemistry with Zachary Quinto is kind of fun on screen, but I just didn't like. I liked that cast, but almost nothing else about that series. Like the first one, the 2009 one, was fun, dumb but fun, and then each one after that is equally dumb but less fun. Anyway, I'm not talking about that. Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. I like it. I'm having fun with it. Give me more, please. Star Trek Lower Decks, the animated series by Mike McMahon, I think. He was a writer on Rick and Morty. He's the showrunner. There's 2 seasons. I was kind of annoyed with it the first few episodes. Like the humor didn't really gel with the setting, but compared to all the new Star Trek shows, this, until Strange New Worlds, this was the only one that really looked like Star Trek. It looked like Star Trek The Next Generation, but in a simple animated format. But it just really felt like it took place in the Star Trek universe, and the humor grew on me. And I think they got better at it. I think they got better at integrating, the style of humor that Mike McMahon brings to it with the setting and the characters and the tone and the themes. So, yeah, I'm happy for that. Want more of that. Star Trek Prodigy. I know it's made for kids, but it looks great. Great production design. I wish they had committed to it. They only seem to have made 6 episodes. Anyway, those aren't current. Strange New Worlds is current, and I'm liking it. I've been watching, I don't usually binge, And I certainly don't sit and watch 5 episodes of something if I'm binging it. Now, 2 max for a day, and that's it. But I've been binging a show called For All Mankind. It's a science fiction show. It's on Apple TV. I got Apple TV to watch Severance, and Severance was great. Of course, everybody should watch Severance. I'm not going to talk about it now, other than I really liked it. I think it's excellent. It demonstrates to me that TV and, professionally produced Hollywood media doesn't have to suck in the current year. The brain rot is not ubiquitous. There are islands of just true brilliance, and Severance is one of those. For All Mankind is a show, the showrunner is Ronald D. Moore. He was a writer for some of the later Star Trek shows, and then more importantly, he was the showrunner for the reimagined Battlestar Galactica. That, Ron D. Moore. He's doing a show called For All Mankind, and it's an alternate history. Starts in 1969 with the first moon landing, and then things are subtly different. And I'm not even going to say what the inciting difference is, because, it comes in the first episode, but I don't want to spoil it. But basically, the Soviet Union and the United States, the space race competition between them continues and even intensifies after the Apollo moon landings, which, in our real world, once Neil Armstrong planted the flag on the moon, yeah, we went back a few times, but the public had lost interest, and then they didn't step it up. Like, they didn't immediately go to Mars or do more ambitious projects. Then we got the space shuttle, which just went to low Earth orbit. And then, it just wasn't that exciting. If you're not even leaving low Earth orbit, the whole notion of exploration is kind of done. You're just sort of mucking around in the shallow pool. I mean, getting humans into orbit and doing stuff up there is an amazing accomplishment. But in terms of, moving the goalposts and just continuing to challenge ourselves and push ahead, we kind of lost it. We lost it in the 70s. So, and then, the first shuttle disaster in the late 80s was kind of the writing on the wall. And then the next one, 2002? There came a period when the United States was dependent on Russia to get personnel to the International Space Station. How humiliating is that? And now that, we're just not even on speaking terms with Russia anymore, if it were not for SpaceX, where would we be in terms of our ability to do anything in space? So, anyway. For All Mankind. It's in its 3rd season, and I just now discovered it. So I'm somewhere in the middle of season 2 right now, and I'm probably going to burn through the rest of them in the next few days here. But it stars, I can't remember the actor's name, but he plays Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad movies. And, those films are pretty light. They don't ask a whole lot of the actors in terms of, dramatic range and that sort of thing. Here, he's not only playing an astronaut, he's playing a family man. He's got many roles, and it's portraying him in those roles over decades. So this is a much meatier, more demanding sort of acting job for this actor. And it's a big cast, great special effects. But of course, everybody's got great special effects these days. But, great special effects that are believable. So I'm really loving it. The only complaint that I have is that while it's positing an alternate history where manned space exploration continues, and there are more missions to the moon, there are moon bases, there's a Soviet base on the moon and an American base on the moon. And I can see that, from the trailers in season 3, they're going to Mars. There's no mention, though, like they're into the 80s now. So both Voyagers 1 and 2 have already left the Earth, but there's no mention of them. There's just no mention whatsoever of the unmanned exploration of the solar system, which, in spite of the diminishment and, eventual just collapse of the manned space program in our real world, the robotic space probes have been consistently returning amazing information to us. And there's just no mention of that in For All Mankind. It's definitely riding that bias of, if there are no beating hearts on board, we don't care. Here's one other thing. When it comes to streaming TV in seasons, there are shows that I really, really enjoyed. And a new season comes along, and I'm reluctant to start. And it's like the more I enjoyed the first or the previous seasons, the more reluctant I am to give myself over to it. And I don't know what that's about. Like the prime example right now is Snowpiercer. I really, really enjoyed the first two seasons of Snowpiercer. I think it's an excellent show with an excellent cast, amazing, the movie, the original Snowpiercer movie with Chris Evans in the lead. It doesn't really explore the premise. I mean, it gives you the premise, and it's a neat premise, but then it's just one continuous fight from the back of the train to the front of the train, and then it derails and it's done. Where, the show, it really develops a lot of different stories and protracted conflicts that aren't just physical violence, but intrigue, power struggles in this environment. And now, in the second season, there's a second train. So I really enjoy it. And for reasons that I really can't articulate, even to my own satisfaction, I haven't started on the third season, although it's been available for a while. I think maybe the third season of The Orville has already started. And I'm not watching it. It's on Hulu, and I don't have Hulu right now. But, eventually I'll get it and I'll take it in. But I don't want to stream it. I much prefer to watch a show, one episode a week. And here I am watching 3 and 4 episodes a night of For All Mankind. And one more. I think I got a mosquito bite right here. I keep pausing to scratch. Oh, yeah. All right. So all the more reason to bring this to an end. I guess one other TV thing I should mention, Kenobi. I really like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think we've seen enough of Tatooine and the various Disney, Star Trek, Star Wars series. They don't need to go back to Tatooine again for the next decade. We've seen enough Tatooine. Thank you. Now, one nice thing about the series is it gets off Tatooine pretty quickly, but this one's been in the works for a long time. And this show really it still embodies an agenda which I think is on the wane. I hope is on the wane, and I'm pretty sure it is on the wane, but it's we have to tear down the established characters and make them look foolish in order to create a space for newer, younger, more female, diverse characters. So Obi-Wan is just a pathetic, stupid, bumbling fuck-up in his own show. And, it's about this Reva character, an Inquisitor, who was a Jedi youngling who got recruited by the Empire to hunt Jedi. And apparently she's going to have some sort of redemption arc, and she's the real hero of this story. And, Disney did that preemptive, the fans are all racist, and if you don't like this character, you're an abominable, deplorable, hideous white nationalist, white supremacist. And if you think this series is bad, and if you don't like how it treats the established character of Obi-Wan Kenobi, to denigrate him to make way for this other character, who it's her series. They should just call it Star Wars Inquisitor. And there's just no reason to have Obi-Wan Kenobi in it, really. I would rather they just not ever mention him again than set him up to be such a bumbling fuck-up. But that's what he is. That's what the character of Obi-Wan Kenobi is. And of course, they've matched him, they've paired him with 10-year-old Princess Leia. And Princess Leia, of course, is brilliant and perfect and confident and articulate. And just, she takes bumbling, stupid fuck-up Obi-Wan by the hand and leads him skillfully through, multiple dangers. Fuck off, Disney. Anyway. Fingers crossed for the Mandalorian Season 3 and the Ahsoka series. Bad Batch Season 2, I have no reservations whatsoever. It's like the people who want to destroy the original Star Wars in order to make way for their new version of Star Wars. They don't seem to care about animation. So Dave Filoni can do whatever he wants in the animated series. And what Dave Filoni wants to do is what George Lucas wanted to do. So yay. I'm very confident and looking forward to Season 2 of The Bad Batch. All right. That's enough sci-fi TV jabber from me. I will talk to you again. I can't say soon. I have not been doing these videos very often. But if you listen to my podcasting stuff, I will talk to you almost immediately. Take care.